All right, welcome. This week we're going to talk about Pokemon with Nintendo Switch. They have this. They have the Diamond and they have the Shining Pearls, and that was where games from 2007. But now they're coming back to the Nintendo Switch, and they're going to remaster it, and it's going to be amazing. Like I've already seen the images of it. People maybe seen the videos of it. It looks pretty sweet. What do you think, Renee?
Oh my god, man, Diamond and Pearl. You got to be joking with me, man. This is crazy how they're gonna be remastering it. I'm just like freaking out right now hearing this news article about that the remake. I'm just so excited to hear about that, and I'm kind of glad what they're gonna do is they're gonna keep a lot of the stuff the original, but just update several features on it.
Yeah, I mean, the water looks crazy. Like the trees, everything looks amazing. I accidentally, when we were looking at the topic in the beginning, I accidentally was watching on YouTube at slow motion. So I was like, oh no, they don't have it. They're not having it like the same feel, but it's the same feel. Like you can run around fast on the map, and you can go catch your Pokemon and fight your gyms and everything, right?
Yep.
It just looks beautiful, and it's so sweet that even if you want to go back, if you played it, like I was a 90s kids, I played Pokemon was like my first game that I really got into, like third grade, fourth grade. I had a Game Boy and I played at the bus and stuff like that. So if you're an old time fan, now it's remastered. If you're a new kid and you see this game, you are in luck. This game is way better than what we had back in the 90s. And yeah.
Man, This is nothing compared to when I played Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Gold. Don't know if you remember that, Joe.
Yeah, I played red and blue and
Oh
gold and
man.
silver and yellow with Pikachu. And yeah, this is pretty sweet. This is coming out, I forgot to mention, this is coming out at the end of 2021. So later in the year it'll come out.
Oh man, you know what the good thing is, Joe? I like about this that you'll be able
Yeah.
to still choose the three same starter Pokemon as the original game: Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup. I'm glad that you could be able to do that.
Yeah, no, I never played this version, which is pretty, it's pretty sweet. I think the last one I played was Pokemon Crystal, which had like,
Really?
yeah, which had like Rayquaza and yeah, it was just, oh, and I actually played the Pokemon with there was a fan version that Nintendo shut down. Have you ever heard about that one?
No.
That one was really sweet. It was called Pokemon Uranium, and it
Oh
was
yes.
it was totally free, and people just like, and Nintendo should have like took that game and made it real, right? Like put it out there. And but they shut down the fan version. It was like basically like gonna like cease and desist, otherwise they'll sue them or whatever, right? But like I downloaded that game, I played it. It was there's like one or two glitches. Like I got to the point like the Elite Four, and I couldn't like I was stuck there. I couldn't go back. I saved at the wrong point. You can only save at one point, not 2 points or 3 points. Remember you have
Uh-huh.
like three save points in Pokemon.
Yes.
You only could have one with this version of Uranium. So I was stuck at the Elite Four because I could not beat them. So I just kept going back to. It was weird. I couldn't. Like when you die, all your Pokemon faint, and you go back. It wouldn't let me do that. It would just the game would stop. But yeah, I got off a little a side topic there. But like this is going to be an amazing thing. Pokemon Diamond and Shining Pearl. They're going to do this for probably do this for other ones too. And some people think like it's just another, it's just something that looks nice but doesn't really get the same feel of the old one, and you'll never get the old one. But as you get older, you probably don't want to play the old one the way it was.
I do.
You do? Well, I personally don't. Like I do. I didn't like. I mean, you're saying like, oh yeah, I want everything to be heavily pixelated. I personally don't. That wasn't like why I
I
played the
think
game.
I love the feel of the old type games. I love that. I love that feel of it. It feels different. It feels like at least I went back a little bit to the era that I was at, and it makes me feel like, man, it feels so good like be able to play that game back in that same era just a little bit. It At least I don't have to worry about cheats or anything stuff that they added on. But it the thing is between the old game generation and the new one that they've added more more Pokemon to it. Like they've said that in this game they added more than 100 new Pokemon were added with the games, along with the lots of new features.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
And I don't know. I guess it'd be pretty cool to see like a reaction video, have a younger generation play both games side by side, right? They get to play one for 5 minutes and they get to play the other one for 5 minutes. You could just, and you ask them, or you're like, half an hour or whatever, right? And you tell them, which game do you like better? And you do that for a few kids and you see what, because then yeah, I don't know.
That's an interesting deal.
So that from a different perspective, but yeah, keep it up, Nintendo. Keep doing things like this because I think a lot of fans like this, and yeah,
definitely.
That's the end of that topic. So yeah, we have some people here just saying hi. And no, I have never heard of Haps TV before. Have you ever heard of that before? Haps.tv?
No, I have not.
So yeah, let me just Google it really quick. Let's see, Haps.tv. Yeah, it's like you can broadcast like a pro. It looks like another it's probably like something like Twitter and Facebook, and might be something that's up and coming. So it's something to look into. Maybe it's a platform that has some popularity out there. So we'll look into that maybe in the next week.
Yeah,
so definitely. The next topic, Intel with Rocket Lake Core i9 and Core i7, they are going with 11th gen. And what they're doing basically is they're going to release finally PCI 4.0, which they're finally a little bit behind Ryzen, and they're catching up, right, Renee?
Yeah.
They're catching up. And so they're going to have and they're also saying they're having a massive IPC boost over, Skylake, but that Skylake, it's weird. They're doing so many revisions of Skylake. They're saying that it can go, the 11900K can go to 5.3 gigahertz on single core and 4.8 gigahertz on all cores, thanks to the mature process. But what they're actually doing compared to what we saw in the summer when they were releasing the previous generation, like the 10900K and the 10700K, they actually differentiated them because the 10900 had 10 cores and the 10700 had 8 cores. But now they're smushing it together. So the 900 and the 700, they both have 8 cores, but the 900 can clock higher, where the 1100K can go 5 gigahertz, and then the 900 can go like 5.2. So they were differentiating them with cores, and now they're smushing them together, and remains to be seen how that's gonna. I think what they probably found out is most people recognize that more than 8 cores, they're appealing to gamers and stuff, and more than 8 cores really aren't used a ton. They could be in some games, but mostly it's the faster IPC and the clocks with 8 cores. And I think that's a sweet spot, because if you do 16 cores, it's just super expensive, or 12 cores. And there's just a point where diminishing returns, where people just don't want to pay that much, at least for gaming,
Yeah.
And they just want they want competitive market to bring that price down, so that they don't have to spend $1,000 on a CPU to get a 12 or a 16 core. There's only so many creators out there and so many game developers, so many YouTubers out there and everything else. There's just probably not that, remember the professional market. There's all those there's all those farms, and there's all those data centers for Facebook and other places, Google and YouTube and everything like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So those ones sell, but maybe they're finding out that for consumers, I don't know. I guess Intel's just trying to cut costs, because Ryzen just really blew away with a lot of differentiation, 64 core and 32 core and stuff. And they're just trying to focus. They're really trying to be focused on this market of the 8 core. So,
yeah,
sorry, I just went on there, but the TDP are going to be similar. It's going to be the 25 watts for the lower ends and up to 125 watts for like the 10 700K and the 10 900K. Although, of course, if you are overclocking it, then it's not really that way, right? So yeah, those are just like basically estimates, and then they go up a little bit higher. So
Yeah, man, it seems like a good deal.
yeah, and I think I mentioned the 18% increase over last generation, which was the Skylake based UARC. So they're going to be giving you more IPC than their previous generation, and also the PCI 4.0. Remember how we talked about how the 4.0 can allow you to have a lot faster connections in your computer, and which most people won't be using, but some creators and some business people and whatnot, they want to be able to send as fast as possible. If it's 1,000 megabytes per second or whatever, right?
Yep. Definitely.
2 gig, 3 gig, like whatever. They want to be able to. They want that computer to be as like fast as anything. And so they'll spend like thousands of dollars on hardware, like a disk drive that'll be really super fast.
Yeah, that's true. I do like that feature that they're gonna be able to make it like way times faster.
Yeah, you have to pay an arm and a leg. Otherwise, you can go for like the cheaper. Get like, probably like I have one that's like 3840 megabytes download, and like probably 20 or 27 or 2100 up for writing, but that costs like $200 for like 500 gigs. So you're just like really pushing it. You're really getting up there. So yeah, cool. Intel's striking back, but at the same time, Intel is still like it wins this. These are like early releases. The 11th gen does a little bit better than AMD in some things, but AMD beats it in other things. And if you had to put one over the other, I'd probably think that AMD is slightly like they're still the force, even with this new generation.
Yeah, they sure are.
So Intel's still catching up.
How much longer?
Our next top, yeah.
How much longer will Intel stay at the top?
Yeah. Well, no, but yeah. So our next topic, we're going to talk about. Let's see. There's this website called MyHeritage. It's kind of like Ancestry.com. Lets you do family trees, and you can connect everything, right? You can put your photos of your relatives. You can put your family members in and say like, this is my connection and everything, right? And the news about this is that they released this month this deep learning technique that lets you animate faces. So you have to do the portrait of your face. So you take like if you have a bigger picture of your family or something, and then you go into your computer, like you can use Paint or something, right? Some kind of editing software, and just crop around the face. And then you put that face into like an upload as a picture, and then you click animate, and it'll take like a minute or so or 2 minutes, and then it'll animate your face, and your face will move around a lot like Harry Potter. Do you remember all those portraits?
Yes, I was about to say that. I was about to say like, man, all those portraits on the walls, animating, moving around. The one in the last movie with the sister will go all the way to the back and come right back walking, and that's gonna be so.
Oh yeah, it was like I think it was like Dumbledore's sister or something. But yeah, and there's also like like the singing lady and everything. She ran away, and yeah, so like it's like that stuff. So you can like animate, and then also people like joked around. They did like some stuff with like World of Warcraft images, like bringing stuff that's like on a box. Like take a character on like StarCraft or something, right? And you just crop around that face. Because otherwise you'll get too much of the image to look like the background is being activated. You want to just crop the head so that, you don't get too much distortion.
Yeah.
But some people think it's creepy, but I think it's kind of cool. And yeah, I've already put my own face in there. And it was pretty good, but it's also depending on what background you have. If the background is pretty uniform, it doesn't have much going on there, like old pictures usually did with just a peach background, it works the best. But if you have like, I tried mine with like I had a lot of bricks in the background. It didn't work as well. It started having like white fuzzies.
and starts distorting of the bricks behind you.
Yeah. So if basically everything, like, when you take photos and you have like the bokeh, or you have like basically, or if you have like a blue background or a white background, just like portrait stuff, that will work the best. And if you have you have family pictures that are professionally done against a backdrop that's pretty uniform, you'll have amazing animation. So you can maybe probably animate your grandmother or your mother or something, and it might be test it out on yourself first to see if you like what you look like when you animate it, because you don't want to be freaked out if it's your family member who's passed away, right? But if you can handle seeing yourself, and then you try it on your kids or your friends, and then you can handle your spouse, and then you might move on.
Yep.
So
keep trying it.
So the one thing that they did protect against, though, they protected against the ability to have sound. So they only did visual, because they're hoping that people don't do like deep fakes where you try to pretend you're someone. But there's other software out there that you can still do that, which I've never looked into, but we've seen that when they were doing it like a Saturday Night Live or somewhere, somebody was pretending to be Tom Cruise as a skit, and it looked pretty convincing. So there's like really expensive software out there that's like really sci-fi, but this is cool because you don't have to pay much. I was doing the 14-day trial, but you could pay like $7 a month probably. You look at the different tiers to see if it offers that, and then you can just animate, like upload a whole bunch of pictures of your family, and then download all those moving targets, all those moving portraits like Harry Potter, and then you can just have a whole bunch of collection of images, and you can like upload them to Google Drive or something.
Yeah, definitely. That's gonna be pretty dope.
So yeah, this is like with deep learning and everything. So yeah, that's my heritage. It's called Deep Nostalgia.
Have you explained how much the price is?
Well, the pricing that I've seen about it, because there's the trial version for 14 days. Then there's the premium version, which is $7.42 per month if you do it annually. But if you just do it monthly, it's $10.75. If you do premium plus, it's $17.42, but it's $12.42 if you do it annually. And for the complete, it's $24.92, but $16.58 if you do it annually. And the different versions, you get priority customer support with the premium. Then you get instant discoveries, which allows you to add your entire branches to your family in one click from a universe of billions of family tree profiles and historical records. So they have a database of records, I believe. And you can also search other people's trees. And then the complete version allows you to do record matches, which automatically matches your tree to billions of historical records. You can extract information, enrich and enlarge your tree, and save digitalized original documents. And you also get access to 13.1 billion historical records, which has other family tree profiles, including birth, marriage, and death records from 48 countries and 25 million pages of newspapers. So, really? Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. Or you can go to what, Renee? What's the free one that we talked about?
Ancestry.com.
Ancestry.com. And you can do a whole bunch of fun stuff there. And correct. I believe almost everything is available with free, or what do you think you can pay at Ancestry?
Ancestry.com, you pretty much get a lot of some of it, a lot of information. Sometimes you might be able to find free pictures, free stuff on there automatically, but pictures do not animate. They just actually just still images, documents. Sometimes you got to pay for those documents. And like me, I found my ancestors on there actually just keep typing information, and just kept on popping up more about that stuff.
So it's basically once you can't find any more information, then you're thinking about doing the paid service for a while to figure out that extra information.
Sometimes you'll be able to find the extra information if you can. But I don't know too much about it because I didn't pay for it. I know my family members have paid. I think I've paid for it, and they've gone all the way back in history, man. I don't know how far they went, but it's far.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, if you want, go animate yourself. Go do the 14-day trial over at myheritage.com. Click on, I told you the steps. You go, you upload, you make a profile, you upload your photo. You click on that photo itself, and then over to the right, the third option, it says animate, and then it says wait a while, and then you can do it. So, well, we'll say good night and have a great week, guys.
Jeez.
And next week we will come back and we will give you some more tech news.
We definitely will. So, yeah.
Take care.